Ahoy, my friends and family and enemies! It is I, Trey Smith, and this is my channel on Odyssey and YouTube, Trey's Myths and Tunes, and my daily ritual, Trey's Timeless 15 Minutes of Explain. And today, my talk is called Creating an Unrigged Plan. And I have to say, my friend who wants to remain anonymous, who's an excellent philosopher, told me that, Mr. BG has to prove his dominance. That's why he's one of the, top funders that's not stealing from the government pot to fund the space fence, to dump this nano-encrusted nucleated ice rain across the West Coast as long as they have the money, or as long as they want, I guess, And this is what you have to look forward to if you're too chicken shit to talk and tell the truth, West Coast. This is what you have to look forward to if you don't respect yourself enough to face the tragedy of this attempted planetary hijack. Because when souls are young, no one can tell us we're wrong. Each of us knowing that planet Earth is turned into a big battlefield. 99 dreams I have had. Everyone a red balloon. 99 decision streets. 99 ministers meet. 99 generals gather and they say, "This is it, boys. This is what we've been looking for. This is it. This is war." 99 red balloons go by. "99 dreams I have had. Everyone a red balloon. 99 videos that were shadow banned. Now no one will see them unless they type it in. 99 red balloons go by." Creating an unrigged plan. The game is rigged. Don't hate the player. Fire the rules and the rules who are takers and liars. Realize takers, lives, and thieves and con artists create and maintain the game. Because when you realize that, that's when you start to see, wow, it is a really bullshit-oriented world. I mean, when they can get millions of dollars from the government, the BGs, to invest in trying to annihilate the free with nano-encrusted rain, when they can employ the public Wi-Fi utilities to knock me off three or 4 days out of the week, possibly, if it's simply that I don't know how to operate a computer, that I haven't messed it up, or there's not some kind of, well, again, if it is if it is possible that after 222 videos that I have uploaded exposing the truth, sometimes openly saying how pathetic this person is spiritually, is there a secret mechanism in the operating system to make it so that the internet will never work if it's, a threatening, let's say threat to security or a threat to the inverted, fake world of Illuminati? Well, I say it seems to be the case. Whereas yesterday I got to upload one or two videos at a certain spot, I won't say, and then it knocked me off as soon as I uploaded. It's like as if to say, okay, you're going to do your tiny part on trying to help the good side. Well, you can't learn anything. We won't allow you to learn. We won't allow you to gather any more wisdom or information off YouTube or other sites. We don't like it that you are spreading self-respect, discernment, peace, freedom, harmlessness, and knowledge about our bullshit and how we're fake. This is what you get for that, as if to say. Because when I did a check, it said we find nothing wrong with your system, right? Nothing detectably wrong, but yet I'm not allowed to go online. This smells like a powerful, spiritually pathetic rat. You don't like this content, huh? Well, maybe I'll just have to get an operating system that your retarded ass didn't design so that it could prevent guys like me from sharing the truth. We hate and fear the truth and the dark swords, the dark sorcerers clubs. You know, takers, liars, thieves, and con artists create and maintain the game. and in the West Coast, it's going to be a permanent atmospheric river for at least, 2 months out of the year or so. So we can get some of these nasty people killed off, This is the negative aliens game. They've used weather weaponry for millions of years to kill us off or to control the population. If they don't think that Fauci and Gates were going to do a good enough job, which they didn't, they only were able to control or destroy or maim 3/4 of the people in this county. That's not enough. Like I said, ever since the Council of Nicaea, this has been their script of control takeover plan from pestilence plan, causing you to hate yourself and so forth, and hate others and kill off others and fight in the blood. And then we had the black goo at some point brought to this planet from asteroids hitting the draconian Orion's, material was actually smashed into this Earth in the form of an asteroid, according to this European guy about my age, Harold Carr's research studies and other studies a long time ago. And Hitler would put, the Orion group, they taught Hitler to put this black goo on the rings so the soldiers would kill openly, okay? So in 2020, we have their script, rigged script to take over the planet through the guise of this virus, right? So this is the most openly rigged plan. What happened in 2020 was the most openly rigged thing. But look at the sky. This is also what's happening in the ionosphere is also an openly rigged scam. The climate change narrative is a big, pathetic attempt to create a nucleated, nanobot-encrusted layer of ice. It's called Space Fence. Look it up on the Lockheed Martin page on YouTube and report back to me if that makes any sense to you. And let me know if you think that voice was a computer or an alien. Okay? So we've known this New World Order, Agenda 2030 is a script plan, and this is why, since Santa Cruz is such an openly in love with Satan and Lucifer, and openly Illuminati, Rothschild has a mansion or two here, Santa Cruz being openly cursed, openly in love with the dark, openly in love with teaching nice people to cut off their body parts. They're not going to let me post any more videos at all. Well, okay. It makes sense if I was on your side. But you know what? Even in 2020, my friend, one of her friends was a pastor, a retired pastor, that would hang out with us sometimes when I was helping them load the truck. And he told me that he he moved to Iowa, and he goes to a church in Iowa. He comes back to visit because his daughter lives in Aptos. So this church in Iowa never closed down in 2020. After about 1 or 2 minutes into the conversation, I had to ask him, I'm like, how is it? How is it? How is it? Because he's putting it off telling me. So this church had a deacon who was a sheriff who knew that the lockdown, the scamdemic was bullshit. So this church never shut because they had a sheriff. Some of the first public officials I saw not wearing a fucking mask was a sheriff helping this crazy lady, a young tattooed sheriff, before I saw anyone else, especially officials, very few others, beside truthers. So you have to, you have to do the same thing to make an unrigged plan. You have to do the same thing with your subconscious mind. You have to make the deacon and, make a police officer deacon in your mind. Okay? In other words, you have to have someone inside of your subconscious instead of having this narcissistic predator entity, which is what happens if you allow the Dark Lord's minions, the Zeta Greys technology to amplify your fears or your ego mania or your control freakism. Instead of doing that, you have to have the similar kind of spirit as this church, this man, to be someone who respects cosmic law enough not to let these tyrants hijack your subconscious mind. It's very tricky. It takes practice. A real Christian cop will not obey Satan's made-up Nazi mandates. Richard Mack is a man in Arizona. His dad was in the FBI in the town he grew up in. He said, son, I want you to become a law enforcement officer. And he didn't want to do it. So eventually, after college, he became a sheriff or a cop and then a sheriff. He's retired, but in 2020, he started the Constitutional Sheriff's Posse of America. He said if he can get over a third of the sheriffs in America, he could put an end to the lockdown and all the mandates. That was before the, other white hats such as Ron DeSantis and a lot of people on the street such as myself. We intimidated them into stopping their Nazi scams for the most part so far. For an unrigged game plan, you make the rules, and they must be harmless. If you hurt yourself or anyone else, you're floundering or you're failing. You're failing out of ascension. Okay? This is why I'm not allowed online, because I teach this kind of idea. And they don't even want me to teach this to one person. When they found I was advertising with paper advertisements locally, now it's right after that. It's like, many days I haven't been allowed to go online at all. Wonder if that's a coincidence, huh? You can't have somebody healing from inside a tent. That's wrong, according to the Saturn Black Magic Cube Hex that's really powerful in Santa Cruz. Especially with all the other powerful alien technologies amplifying it. You really, really, really got to see this and really have to see that it's a rigged architecture and that, it is this possibility that Bill Gates' operating system has an internal thing to shut guys like me down. Or else, why is it that it says we found nothing wrong with your system, yet I can't go online? We need unrigged computer systems. We need unrigged banking systems. We need unrigged social systems. We need, ideally, non-hierarchical, totally respectful, harmless, and non-predatory, parasitical, narcissistic business relationships, We have to learn evading the tyrant's hijack attempts. And remember, they're nearly always going to come in and try to attempt to hijack every revolution and make it their own bullshit lukewarm version or invert it. And we have to remember, fears are not you. Your thoughts are not these fearful thoughts. It's a subtle yet strong battle with the dark through addictions, through the power structure, through the hierarchy of social hierarchy. And we have to see how rigged it is. Okay? And these are all keys. So if you like this, click subscribe and type in my name. You might have to type in my name because I'm shadow banned. See, I'll create some more.